Hello, this is a Lighthouse Hall of Fame film from the European server. It is VK2801. Akao is back into the Hall of Fame. This is his third entry into the 2801 Hall. He comes in with this one in 4th place. We're in Cliff standard mode from the North Spawn. 4 scouts apiece, 1 artillery apiece. Mostly heavies on the enemy team after the scouts. And better mix of tanks on his team. He's a little bit more mobile, but hey, if it's a cliff, it comes down to the lighthouse. All these scouts, you figure there's going to be a big bash in the middle, so let's see what happens. He's leading the charge up the hill and across the flat. But it's one thing to get there first. It's another thing to have a clear path up the hill without getting shot from behind. And up we go. So far, so good. And there they all are. Don't really want to push it. Too many guns pointed straight at him if he goes. Bulldog's gonna risk it. He's gonna take one up the butt. Maybe 2. Depends on how quick he gets around that corner. It'll be close. Ah, just missed. Now ELC, if you want to take on a 2801 face to face, you're just dumb. Watch. Kabam, you're dead. T-37 shouldn't be where he is, okay? You don't block a tank from being able to back up, especially when they're in a vulnerable position. Taking a shot at the 2801. I think he shot a little bit behind him. That T-37 needs to position. If he's going to be up here, he needs to get in a position to where Akao can move around, and he's not doing that. Bop. An 8.8 took the guy out. They just be thankful that the enemy artillery doesn't see that he can get 2 for the price of 1 here and drop a shell on top of their heads, because he can kill both of them at the same time. 37 shouldn't be there. Now he's trying to move somewhat out of the way, but it's like, wow, bad positioning. Nice, into the back of the FCM. Maybe get another shot at him. Would have been sweet if he tracked him. He hit the right spot on the tank to track it. It just didn't get it. There you're playing Russian roulette or chicken. Who's going to reload fastest? And he knew it wasn't going to be him, so he moved just in time. I think he passed up a kill on the Tiger there. Maybe he thought he wouldn't get enough damage to kill him since it's a Tiger 2. Now he's going to come down behind the T-3485 and get a great shot at the guy's back. Go right in top of the engine compartment. Big hit. Boom. Man, is that guy AFK down there? No reason to still be there if he isn't. So now I think he's going to go up after the Bulldog at last. This has been a blowout from the very beginning. This is a mismatch. He's a one-shot kill. Kaboom. Just the 110 left. Normally, Bulldog versus 2801 could go in the favor of the Bulldog because of his big clip. But when he's under 300 hit points, it's like, nope, that's happened. It's going to be the 2801 that wins. He's going to come down on top of this 110. He has heat loaded. Going to go for some big damage into the back of him. One big hit. Here comes big hit number 2. Bang! Now he's going to have to chase him. Go for big hit number 3. Maybe a little bit more than he can get a kill from. Oh, he gets it. Just did about 1,100 points of damage on the 110 in 3 shots because he's firing heat. When you get the in-between type armor, it's like heat's just deadly. Cromwells, KV-1s, backs of bigger tanks, 29s and ISs and stuff like that, you can just blow the heck out of with heat. Once you get to really thick armor, though, you want to go back to HE because the heat won't dent it. So, ends up being an easy win. Despite the fact the RHM contributed a team kill for the enemy, it still wasn't enough to help the enemy out. He ran toward the middle. Was too many people coming up on the enemy side, so he had to hold off there partway up the hill. Had an ELC, thought he could take him on face to face, and hopefully he learned his lesson, because that's just not what an ELC should do against the 2801. And then T-37 was kind of in his way, but he made it work. Fortunately, the Arty didn't try to fire at him. It would have messed him up. And he just sat up there and sniped people, and when he got a chance, he went up the hill and killed the Bulldog, and then came down the other side of the hill. And you saw how effective heat can be when you get to shoot at the sweet parts of tanks. You can pile up big damage fast. The trick is knowing what tanks you can do it to and what tanks you can't. Because there's going to be a lot of tanks where if you fire heat at them, it's just going to bounce. So you have to learn your tanks. It's just a learning experience. Try it in battle when it's not mission critical or life critical, and throw an experimental round out there. If it works on that tank, keep using it when you're in that position. For the battle, he ends up very nice damage total. 3,254 points of damage and 5 kills. 14 of 19 shooting, 74% accuracy. He got 548 spotting damage with 8 spots, and he made 12,838 credits. A little bit less than normal for a 2801, but that's because he was throwing out a little bit more heat than normal. And if you noticed, he carries 12 heat rounds. So he and I carry about the same thing. I think I carry 10, he carries 12. XP-wise, he got 2,407. Survived the fight, got a high caliber, combined with fighter, fire for effect, and bruiser mini medals, and that gives him a battle score of 2,452, good for 4th place on the current 2801 list. Straightforward battle. Didn't have to move around very much other than in the little spot where he was halfway up the hill. But you can see, man, some people say the 105's no good. Here's another example of it. You pick your ammo wisely, you shoot for the right spots on the enemy tank, and you can rack up some impressive damage. And you can do it fairly consistently fight to fight. Now, you aren't always going to get 3,000, but getting over 1,000 isn't hard at all. From Cliff Standard Mode North Spawn, blasting people with the 105. Akao in his 2801. Happy hunting.